In a quiet town in Tennessee, where everyone knew each other and secrets didn't stay buried for long, there lived a man named Daniel Carter. Daniel wasn't rich. He worked long hours at a local auto repair shop, grease always under his nails, dreams always just out of reach. But he had one thing that made his life feel complete. Emily. They had been together since they were teenagers. First love, first everything. The kind of love people believed would last forever. But forever changed the day a wealthy businessman, Richard Hale, came into Emily's life. Richard had everything Daniel didn't: money, influence, and power. He owned properties across the county, and moved in circles Daniel could never enter. At first, Emily resisted, but slowly, the pressure of a better life pulled her away. Nice dinners, expensive gifts, promises of security. And then one day, she was gone. She married Richard. Daniel didn't fight. He didn't shout. He just disappeared from her life. But inside him, something broke. Years passed, but Daniel never moved on. While Emily built a new life in a large suburban home, Daniel stayed stuck in the past. He watched from a distance. He knew everything: where she lived, where her husband worked, when they had their child, a baby boy. Neighbors would later say they occasionally saw a man sitting in a parked car down the street late at night. No one knew it was Daniel. What started as heartbreak slowly turned into obsession. And obsession turned into something darker. He convinced himself of one thing: she didn't choose him, she was taken from me. It was a quiet Friday night. The Hale family had just returned home from dinner. Lights were on. The baby was asleep upstairs. Sometime past midnight, Daniel made his move. He had studied the house for months. He knew the weak spots. He knew the routine. He entered through the back. What happened next was quick and brutal.
Richard was the first. A confrontation turned violent. There were signs of struggle, but Daniel had come prepared. Then Emily. Reports later revealed she recognized him instantly. There were no signs of forced restraint on her. Only fear. And then silence. Even the child wasn't spared. By the time Daniel left the house, 3 lives were gone. And just like that, he vanished into the night. The discovery shocked the entire community. A wealthy family murdered in their own home. Detectives immediately suspected something personal. There were no signs of robbery. No valuables taken. This wasn't random. It was targeted. Investigators began digging into Emily's past. That's when Daniel's name resurfaced. Old friends talked. Neighbors remembered seeing a strange car. Phone records, surveillance cameras, and small overlooked details started connecting the dots. Then came the breakthrough. A gas station camera captured Daniel just hours after the murders, disheveled, nervous, trying to stay unnoticed. The man who had disappeared years ago was now the prime suspect. Daniel didn't get far. He was found days later in a small town outside Tennessee, hiding in a cheap motel. When officers entered the room, he didn't resist. He simply said,
"She was supposed to be mine." The trial was swift but intense. Prosecutors painted Daniel as a man consumed by jealousy and obsession. The defense tried to argue emotional breakdown, a man pushed too far by heartbreak. But the evidence was overwhelming. Premeditation, planning, execution. This wasn't a crime of passion. It was a crime of control. Daniel Carter was found guilty on all counts. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. A love that once brought him happiness became the reason 3 innocent lives were taken. And in the end, he didn't win her back. He lost everything.